Welcome to Hello English Teacher. Today let's look at the line by line explanation of the chapter On the Face of It from Class 12 English. If you're watching my video for the first time, please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a video. You can listen to the explanations of lessons from classes 10, 11 and 12 English. So let's move on to the video now. On the Face of It is written by Susan Hill. Susan Hill is an English author of fiction and non-fiction works. Her novels include The Woman in Black, The Mist in the Mirror, and I Am the King of the Castle, for which she received the Somerset Maugham Award in 1971. This play is featuring an old man and a small boy. Both of them are meeting in the old man's garden. The old man's name is Mr. Lamb and the boy's name is Derry. And both of them, the old man is trying to make friends with the boy. But this boy is actually very withdrawn and defiant. What is defiant? He does not agree with whatever you tell him. He always rebels. So, but there is some kind of a bond that unites the two. That is, there is some similarity between both these people. So let us look at what that is. And before that, I would also like to tell you the message of the story. So this is giving us a beautiful message. It tells us that people with disability or who are physically challenged should not sit and keep thinking about their disabilities or shortcomings. So they should also focus on the brighter side of their life and try to improve. And at the same time, the society must also give them all support and other kinds of help so that they can improve their condition. So let's move on to the lesson. So the first scene is Mr. Lamb's garden. There is occasional sound of bird song and tree leaves rustling. So you can hear the birds as well as the sound of the leaves rustling in the wind. Derry's footsteps are heard as he walks slowly and tentatively through the long grass. So Derry has got into the garden and he is walking very slowly through the long grass. And tentatively means he does not want to be seen. So very slowly, not with regular steps, very slowly he is trying to walk. He pauses, then walks on. He comes round a screen of bushes so that when Mr. Lamb speaks to him, he is close at hand and Derry is startled. So as he is walking near a bush, suddenly somebody speaks to him and that is Mr. Lamb, and he is surprised, he is startled because he thought that he was not seen, but then Mr. Lamb has seen him and is talking to him. Mr. Lamb, mind the apples. So there are apples, the crab apples are fallen on the ground, and so he's telling Derry not to step over them. Derry, what? Who's that? Who's there? So Derry did not expect somebody to be there, so he's asking, who is that talking to me? Mr. Lamb. Lamb's my name. Mind the apples. Crab apples those are. Wind falls in the long grass. You can trip. You could trip. So he's saying that my name is Lamb and you should mind the apples. These apples are called crab apples. So they're all windfalls. That means they have fallen down because of the wind. So don't trip on them and fall down. So he's trying to warn the boy not to fall down and walk carefully. Derry, I thought this was an empty place. I didn't know there was anybody here. So Derry is trying to tell him that he thought that this place was empty and he did not think that anybody would be there. Mr. Lamb, that's all right, I'm here. What are you afraid of, boy? That's all right. So Mr. Lamb tried to pacify him, telling that don't be afraid, I'm here and don't be afraid of being caught or something. So Derry, I thought it was empty, an empty house. So again Derry tries to prove his point that he had come here thinking that it was empty. Mr. Lamb, so it is. Since I'm out here in the garden, it is empty until I go back inside. So he was trying to be a little comical. So he's saying that yes, the house is empty because I'm here standing in the garden. Only if I go inside the house, it will not be empty. So in the meantime, I'm out here and likely to stop. A day like this, beautiful day, not a day to be indoors. So he is saying that Mr. Lamb is telling that today is a beautiful day and he wants to stay outside for some time. He does not want to miss the beautiful weather. So the first moment itself we can understand that Mr. Lamb has a very positive attitude and how he's taking things in a positive way. Derry panic. So Derry is feeling frightened. I've got to go. So he's telling that I have to go. Mr. Lamb, not on my account. I don't mind who come into my garden. The gate's always open. Only you climb the wall, garden wall. So what is Mr. Lamb trying to tell him? He's telling, I don't mind when people come inside. The gate is always open. That means he likes to talk to people. He does not want people to stay away from here. And he's also telling the boy Derry that, see, you climbed the wall and came inside. Actually, the gate is always open. You could have come through the gate. So Derry, so he was feeling angry. You were watching me. So he's saying that, oh, that means you are watching how I came into the garden. Mr. Lamb, I saw you, but the gate's open. All welcome, you're welcome. I sit here, I like sitting. So what he's trying to say, Mr. Lamb, he's saying that, I saw you, but the gate was open. So why did you jump and come over the wall? But you're always welcome, and I like people coming here. All are welcome. And I like sitting here as well. So he was trying to say that he does not hate people. He likes to talk with people, and he also is welcoming everyone to his garden. Derry, I did not come to steal anything. So Derry is telling Mr. Lamb, I did not come here to steal anything. Mr. Lamb, no, the young lad steals crumbed apples. You are not so young. So Mr. Lamb immediately tells Derry that, I know that you're a young boy. Most of the young lads, that means young fellows who come inside, they just eat the apple and throw the seeds around or whatever. But you're not like that, Derry. I just wanted to come into the garden. So you did. Here we are then. So he's saying, the boy is telling Mr. Lamb that I just wanted to come inside. So I just came. So Mr. Lamb says, okay, anyway, you are inside. Derry, you don't know who I am. So because Mr. Lamb was talking very freely with Derry, he was not happy with that, and he's saying that you don't know who I am. Mr. Lamb, a boy, 13 or so. So Mr. Lamb very casually says that, I know that you are just a boy and you may be just 13 or so, 14. But I've got to go now, goodbye. So Derry is not happy staying there. So he said, no, I'm 14 years old and I want to go. Mr. Lamb, nothing to be afraid of, just a garden, just me. So he's telling the boy, don't be afraid, only I'm here and it's just a garden, so you can stay. Derry, but I'm not afraid, people are afraid of me. So Derry, he says that I'm not afraid of anybody. Then he pauses and he says that actually people are afraid of me. Mr. Lamb, why should that be? So Mr. Lamb wants to know why he's saying that people are afraid of him. Everyone is. It doesn't matter who they are or what they say or how they look, how they pretend. I know, I can see. So Derry is telling that I don't bother what kind of people they are or how they look, but I can see what they think. So he's saying that he can actually see what people think. And immediately Mr. Lamb asks him, see what? And Derry replies that what they think. So he's saying that he can see what people think. Mr. Lamb is then asking, what do they think then? So he's asking, what is that you can understand by looking at them that they are, and what are they thinking? So Derry, you think, here is a boy, you look at me and then you see my face and you think, that's bad, that's a terrible thing. That's the ugliest thing I ever saw. You think, poor boy, but I am not. Not poor. Underneath, you're afraid. Anybody would be. I am. When I look in the mirror and see it, I am afraid of me. So Derry is a boy and he has a burnt face. That means one side of his face has been was burnt somehow, and he has that bad scar on his face. So he feels that whoever looks at him is afraid of him. So he's telling, now he's trying to explain this to Mr. Lamb. He's saying that when you look at me, you think in your mind that here is a boy and you feel it's a terrible thing, and you also think that that is the most ugliest thing that I ever saw, and you also want to pity me. And when I look at myself in the mirror, I myself am afraid of me. And then Mr. Lamb replies, no, not the whole of you, not of you. And Mr. Lamb says, no, I'm not afraid of you. I don't even want to think that I am afraid of you at all. And he also wants to prove that only one part of his face has the scar. Then why should he be afraid by looking at the whole boy, that is Derry itself? Derry, yes. Pause. And then he just listens to him and pauses. Mr. Lamb continues to speak. He says, later on, when it's a bit cooler, I'll get the ladder and a stick and pull down those crab apples. They are ripe for it. So immediately Mr. Lamb says that when the climate is a little bit cool, I'll go and bring the ladder and a stick. So we'll pluck all the crab apples and they are actually ripe and we'll make jelly. It's a good time of year, September. Look at them, orange and golden. That's magic fruit, I often say, but it's best picked and made into jelly. You could give me a hand. So he's describing the fruit and he's saying that it is fit for making jam or jelly, and he wants Derry also to help him. Immediately Derry speaks. What have you changed the subjects for? So he's telling, why did you change the subject? We are talking about the scar on my face and you're talking about crab apples and jelly. People always do that. Why don't you ask me? Why do you do that what they all do and pretend it isn't true and it isn't there? So he's asking Mr. Lamb, why are you behaving like other people? They try to act as if they didn't see my face at all. In case I see you looking and mind and get upset, I'll tell you, you don't ask me because you're afraid to. And he's trying to tell Mr. Lamb that you are not asking me about the scar because when you look at my face, you are afraid. Mr. Lamb, you want me to ask? Say so then. So immediately Mr. Lamb says, okay, you want me to ask about it. So, okay, you tell me what happened. Derry, I don't like being with people, any people. So he's saying that I don't like to be with people at all. And he is explaining, Mr. Lamb, I should say, to look at it, I should say you got burnt in fire. So Mr. Lamb looks at his face and tells, okay, when I look at it, I feel as if you got burnt somehow because of some fire. Derry, not in fire, I got acid all down that side of my face and it burnt it all away. So immediately Derry replies, no, I didn't get burnt by fire. It was because of acid that my face got burnt. It ate all my face up. It ate me up. So he's saying this acid not only burnt my face, it burnt me also. That means it burnt all my positivity. It burnt all my hope. So I don't feel like living at all. I'm not happy because of this face and what people think of me. And now it's like this and it won't ever be any different. And he's saying that, so this is not going to change. This is going to stay with me forever because I'm going to live with this burnt face. So the boy is feeling so depressed and withdrawn because of his burnt face. Mr. Lamb immediately tries to pacify him and tell him, no, this is not the case. So Derry is asking him, aren't you interested? So are you not interested to listen to what I say? And Mr. Lamb says, you're a boy who came into the garden, plenty do. And he's saying that you're just a boy who came into my garden and just like you, many others also come in. And I'm interested in anybody, anything. And he says that I like to know about anything and everything. There is nothing God made that doesn't interest me. So he's saying that whatever is there around me, I am interested to know everything about it. And then he's telling him, look over there beside the far wall. What can you see? So he's asking the boy to look over the area close to the wall and is asking him what he could see. Immediately Derry replies that it is rubbish that he can see. So I hope you liked today's video. Let's look at the next part of this lesson in my next video. For more informative videos, do subscribe to Hello English Teacher. Like, share and give your valuable comments. Thank you for watching.